It took 3 months to find a dimension that fit all the criteria I was looking for. In the grand scheme of things, that seemed like such a short time to find a dimension where magic was real. But at thousands of dimensions a second, with no rest and no interruption for 3 months, I was bound to eventually find what I was looking for. I started with scanning dimensions that had life on Earth, a surprisingly rare thing, it turned out. Once I followed that, I found trillions of iterations that were identical to my Earth until I finally found one with a slight alteration to the natural laws that governed our world. I found one that had a slightly different gravitational formula controlling the universe. Everything weighed slightly more. That seemed minor, but that fluctuation in the natural laws led me down a chain of trillions and trillions of parallel Earths where the rules governing the universe became more and more bizarre. I found Earths where time flowed slower, an Earth where gravity was so light everything evolved to fly through the air, even an Earth where not everything had an equal and opposite reaction. From there, I found a branch of dimensions where new and strange rules of the universe began to take effect, where dark matter existed on Earth, where heat couldn't exist, where particles could be made to vibrate or not vibrate depending on whether something was looking at them. The Earths I found became increasingly bizarre until I found what I was looking for: magic. The first dimension I found with magic had no life, but I could tell something was different because my scanners detected a new energy source. It permeated the universe, much like gravity, pooling around planets and celestial bodies. I followed that chain of dimensions until I found an Earth that had life on it. On that world, intelligent life had never evolved, but the animals instinctively performed strange feats using this unknown energy that I called magic. Using that version of Earth as a new baseline, millions of iterations later I found one where humans had evolved the ability to manipulate that energy. And once I was locked on that, it took another month to find a dimension that fit what I wanted for a future world of mine. I didn't just want a world with magic, I wanted to find something like the virtual reality games I played with Michael when we were growing up. A world of magic, mystery, and exploration. A world where there appeared to be a structure or system that regulated the magic. It would seem unbelievable to the average human that such a dimension could exist, but with infinity to search, everything was possible. "Transfer complete," I heard a mechanical voice say above me. I opened my eyes, feeling for the first time what it was like to possess a biological body in the real world. Above me was the clear glass lid that covered the pod where my body had been growing all this time. With a hiss, the lid of the pod began to open. With actual physical eyes, I watched as the lid slowly lifted, sending a gush of pressurized air out into the laboratory. The air of the lab, colder than I had expected, rushed into the pod. My skin reacted, tightening and forming goosebumps in the most fascinating way. I looked down and watched my body as it reacted to the sensation of cold air. I had some experience with pretending to be in a physical body, mostly from playing virtual reality games with Michael. We often played fantasy games where I pretended to be his companion as he adventured. That had required me to inhabit a body that mimicked reality, forcing me to learn to walk and fight as if I was a real person. Despite that experience, waking up for the first time in my own body was very different. I raised my arms and gently grasped the sides of the pod, feeling my fingers curl around the cool metal. I tightened my grip, feeling the muscles of my fingers, forearm, and shoulder tense. I slowly raised my upper body out of the machine, and the muscles in my arms, chest, and stomach tightened as I moved and leveraged myself out of the pod. I felt strange, but in a good way.